We are the Cloudfluencers, and we'll be discussing the opportunities and risks of AI as a service in the age of scalable innovation. This presentation will include an introduction, some commentary on cloud providers and AI as a service platforms, security and compliance considerations, cost and scalability, governance and ethical implications, real-world applications and case studies, the future outlook for AI as a service, integration with course concepts, opportunities, and risk management frameworks. AI as a service refers to delivering AI capabilities through cloud-based platforms on subscription or pay-as-you-go basis. Instead of building expensive infrastructure and in-house expertise, organizations can access pre-built tools, APIs, and frameworks through major cloud providers such as AWS, Microsoft, Google, IBM, or Oracle. In today's business environment, agility and scalability are key. AI as a service allows companies to experiment, deploy, and scale AI solutions quickly without large upfront investments. There are three foundational cloud service models: software as a service, where end-user applications are delivered over the internet, like Gmail or Salesforce; platforms as a service, which are development platforms and tools for building apps, like Google App Engine; or infrastructure as a service, which is virtualized computing resources like servers and storage, as an example, AWS EC2. AI as a service complements these layers by providing ready-to-use AI capabilities on top of the cloud stack.
Hello everyone, my name is Stephanie Guillen. Today I'm going to walk you through the top 5 cloud providers and AI as a service platforms that we reviewed as a group, as well as provide some general information about each one. Looking at the top 5 providers that were reviewed, we have AWS SageMaker, Microsoft Azure AI, Google Vertex AI, Oracle AI Agent Studio, as well as IBM Watson X. Starting with AWS SageMaker, AWS SageMaker is Amazon's machine learning service that can confidently build, train, and deploy machine learning models into production-ready environments. Microsoft Azure AI offers a suite of different tools through Microsoft Azure's cloud platform that provides organizations with pre-built infrastructures, pre-built models, and customizable frameworks that can help organizations build, deploy, as well as manage AI solutions. Google Vertex AI is a fully managed, unified platform. It's used for building, deploying, and managing AI and machine learning. Google has created the machine to offer learning development processes that are flexible for all skill levels. Oracle AI Agent Studio is a no-code design, and it has a build environment embedded with Oracle's Fusion Cloud applications. It allows different organizations and customers to create, customize, deploy, and manage AI agents and AI agent teams. It also offers different templates that can be used by the organizations that'll facilitate a more seamless fusion between the Oracle framework. Additionally, the last platform we reviewed was IBM Watson X. This is a comprehensive AI and data platform that's designed to help organizations develop, deploy, and manage AI applications. And it's comprised of 3 different components. We have Watson X AI, Watson X Data, and Watson X Governance. All 5 different platforms provide very thorough solutions that can be used and tailored to the organization and provide really great solutions no matter what it is you need. Moving along, we looked at the different security and compliance considerations when it comes to AI as a service. We focused on 4 different aspects, being shared responsibility models for AI as a service security, risks associated with data exposure, compliance regulations, and technical versus managerial security responsibilities. When it comes to shared responsibility models, we've identified things such as data privacy, access controls, data encryption, audit and logging, model security, as well as compliance and industry standards. These are all important aspects that involve the shared responsibility. When it comes to compliance with regulations in place, we've identified implementing strict access controls to ensure only the adequate personnel is accessing this information from the AI systems, as well as ensuring sensitive data is protected in accordance with the applicable regulation. We see this most common in the healthcare industries with things such as HIPAA. When it comes to risks associated with data exposure, we've identified utilizing the proper encryption for stored data to protect against unauthorized access and breaches. And lastly, from a technical versus managerial security responsibilities, we've identified the importance of maintaining proper logging trails for all interactions in order to allow organizations to implement thorough audit and tracking processes.
Hi, my name is Kayla Rose, and I'll be walking you through our shared responsibility matrix. First, I'll point out our swim lanes, which include the AI as a service external provider, the business unit owner, infotech and security teams, governance committees, and the compliance, legal, and risk management functions that uphold the second line of defense in a 3-line of defense model. We'll start with the business owner identifying a need. This could be in any stage of the business, any department where a tool might come in handy. They will begin the request for proposal process or work with their internal procurement team to start that outreach. That proposal process usually includes some analysis where vendors are providing, of course, cost, BCP policies, security controls, among other things. Some often include things like DE&I practices to ensure that the companies align ethically. From there, the vendors provide due diligence materials and start the negotiation process once it's confirmed that the selected vendor would align with the org. Contracts begin and third-party risk management assessments are kicked off to tier the vendor into a category, usually aligned with some form of risk management model, which would support the ongoing review of the vendor on a go-forward basis. This would include materials like financial statements to review stability, SOC 2 reports, and other compliance-related materials to ensure that the vendor could meet the business's needs. Once confirmed, the contract will be signed, and IT will support configuring security settings, access points, and beginning to create some monitoring. The external provider will deploy the platform and provide their security controls as well. On an ongoing basis, they'll support the infrastructure. They often provide failover services and testing, and incident response notification as often required in the contract. Internally, the IT team will support the adoption of the platform, ensuring that the business needs are met and that the tool is functional. From there, it turns into a little more BAU, so business as usual. The business unit owner will maintain some performance monitoring, ensuring that the vendor is acting as requested and as described in the contract. They will likely be reporting on an annual or some type of cadence basis back to the risk and compliance teams in the form of KPIs, key risk indicators, issues monitoring, or other operational reporting metrics that often roll back up into the governance committees who provide overall oversight and strategy direction. Then on a go-forward basis, that business unit owner really acts as the relationship manager throughout the life of the agreement, ensuring that the annual due diligence process is reviewed and absorbed, and that the vendor remains in good standing according to internal requirements. Then lastly, at the end of the relationship, if the department chooses to no longer use that vendor, they're also responsible for working with those legal, risk, and compliance teams to ensure supporting timely and effective termination, which would include things like ensuring data is returned and deleted appropriately, and that all material assets are returned to the company. That concludes our walkthrough of the shared responsibility matrix.
On this slide, we will discuss cost and scalability for opportunities and risks of AI service in the age of scalable innovation. AI for service unlocks scalable innovation by removing the high upfront costs of building in-house AI infrastructure. Instead of investing in data centers, hardware, and talent, organizations can pay only for what they use and gain instant access to advanced tools. The pay-as-you-go model allows flexible scaling, making budgeting easier and supporting unpredictable workloads. Cloud providers also offer virtual unlimited capacity, enabling teams of any size to run complex AI projects quickly. However, these benefits come with a risk, like vendor lock-in, cost creep, and shared security responsibilities. To fully leverage AI as a service, organizations need strong governance, security, and cost controls along with its scalability.
As we continue to research AI as a service, it's important that we keep in mind the governance and ethical implications it entails. We focused on 3 different areas, one being data governance, risk mitigation, and ethical concerns. In terms of data governance, one thing to keep in mind is the possibilities of biases and fairness. For risk mitigation, it's important that we are implementing thorough and secure audit trails, as well as making sure these systems we are using are human in the loop systems. From an ethical concern, it's important that we identify the use of the sensitive data we're being provided and ensure there's transparency in AI decision making, as that allows us to really understand the ethical implications of the data we are being fed and used to make decisions on day-to-day practices. Some real-world applications that we looked into throughout our research involve a variety of different industries. However, the 3 industries we're going to be focusing on today are the healthcare industry, finance industry, and retail industry. Starting with healthcare, we often see AI in AI diagnostics. We often see AI in things such as virtual doctor's visits or medication reminders. Those are the few common practices when it comes to AI in the healthcare industry. From my own personal experience, my doctor uses AI to provide medical reminders for things such as appointments, medication reminders, etc. In the finance industry, we often see AI in fraud detection. I think that's a very common practice, especially in today's online banking and the capacity that we use banking on a day-to-day basis. So it's usually a form of security. I would say it's a pretty secure form of security, and we've seen it evolve over the last couple of years. Lastly, in the retail industry, I think this is a very common practice when it comes to AI providing personalized recommendations. An example of this would be our own Amazon homepage. For example, I know my Amazon homepage offers firsthand
look at different products, recommendations based on previous order history, as well as things I've looked into. However, you can see AI being implemented to a variety of different industries, and we'll continue to see that evolve over the next couple years.
Emerging trends in AI and cloud technology include generative AI, which is revolutionizing content creation and automation, enabling faster and more creative output across industries. Auto machine learning allows non-experts to build and deploy models with minimal coding effort, making access more accessible. Edge cloud integration enhances applications with real-time responsiveness and low latency by seamlessly blending edge computing with the cloud. Autonomous AI agents empower distributed infrastructure management by automating complex tasks without constant human oversight. There are many business and security implications in AI as a service, including growing data privacy compliance challenges, where businesses must navigate increasingly complex regulations to protect sensitive data while leveraging AI capabilities. Businesses are often playing catch-up, trying to reorganize as new regulations roll out. Rising risks of adversarial attacks and model theft are where AI models face threats from sophisticated attacks aiming to exploit or steal intellectual property, requiring advanced security measures. There's an increasing demand for algorithm transparency and bias control. Stakeholders are calling for clearer visibility into AI decision-making processes to ensure fairness, reduce bias, and build trust. There are consistently evolving security frameworks for AI as well. Security strategies must adapt to address unique AI risks, including model integrity, data protection, and operational resilience. Stronger ethical and human-AI collaboration ensures organizations are prioritizing ethical oversight and fostering collaboration between humans and the AI systems to ensure responsible deployment. We have some predictions for AI as a service adoption and innovation. We think it's going to move from niche to a core function. As it quickly evolves from a specialized tool to a fundamental pillar of enterprise IT strategies, it's going to drive broad organizational transformation, much like SaaS products did in recent years. Generative AI leadership is set to dominate domains like content creation, automation workflows, and decision-making processes, reshaping how businesses operate. Automated machine learning will broaden AI access, empowering non-technical teams to build and deploy AI models with ease. The integration of edge and cloud AI technologies enable real-time, low-latency applications, critical for industries like IoT, autonomous vehicles, and smart cities. Lastly, the rise of infrastructure intelligence as a service is soon on the horizon. Autonomous infrastructure powered by agentic AI ecosystems will drive self-managing, adaptive IT environments, enhancing efficiency and resilience. Mixing software as a service, platforms as a service, and infrastructure as a service gives businesses the flexibility and scalability they need to handle whatever comes their way. Having a modular IT setup means that companies can stay agile and keep innovating without getting bogged down. It also lets people stay involved in decisions where human judgment really matters, blending AI with real-world insight. This approach is a huge driver for digital transformation and helps businesses stay ahead of the competition. There's a clear division of roles between providers and clients, so everyone knows their responsibilities. A blend of technological safeguards and policy oversight keeps things secure and well-regulated. The focus is always on preventing data breaches and attacks before they happen. Systems come with built-in tools that help ensure transparency and check for bias in AI decisions. It's always about combining AI automation with human control to strike the right regulatory-approved balance. And importantly, Security isn't just technical, it's closely aligned with business strategy and governance to support overall goals. AI as a service blends different services layers, so governance needs to be flexible and adaptable. Security isn't just about technology, it's also policy-driven management to keep things in check. Tools like audit logs and bias monitoring are essential to maintain transparency and trust. Even as automation ramps up, keeping human oversight involved is crucial to manage risks and make sure things stay balanced. Risk reduction depends on balancing solid technical controls with strong managerial oversight. This approach helps tackle threats like data leaks, adversarial attacks, and compliance breaches before they can escalate. With a shared responsibility model, both providers and clients clearly understand who owns which risks, making collaboration smoother and more effective. Ultimately, risk management strategies are tightly aligned with broader organizational goals around compliance and accountability, ensuring security supports the business, not hinders it.
My name is Kyle Pacheco. I will be presenting the opportunities and risks of AI as a service. Service providers offer a multitude of opportunities for organizations. In Figure 1.1, AFA Labs outlines a variety of applications offered by these providers. Data analytics and insights, application programming interfaces or APIs, which are modular AI functions such as sentiment analysis, artificial intelligence of things, AIoT, data classification and labeling, cognitive computing APIs, which are tools for natural language understanding, no-code, low-code machine learning services, an example being vibe coding, where a user is able to input a desired design for an application, and the output is the final application that is created. Machine learning frameworks, and bots and virtual assistants. Another opportunity, scalability and accessibility. AI lowers the costs of deploying advanced AI applications and dramatically increasing accessibility and scalability, lowering the barrier of entry for emerging companies to compete in mature markets and expand globally. AI is revolutionizing entire industries at an exponential rate, allowing organizations to push innovation and completely reinvent companies and the markets they serve. As organizations continue to face challenges with productivity and efficiency, these AI-driven software platforms are improving both. The success rates in decision making can increase from new analytical capabilities. Risks of AI as a service and risk management framework. While AI offers transformative opportunities for organizations, it also introduces complex risks that must be carefully managed. Data privacy and security risks. An organization needs to protect sensitive data by federal law and state law. If they are international, they must address those consumer privacy laws as well. Industry compliance and regulation. Organizations must take into consideration strict laws and regulations and how their use of AI as a service can expose them to liabilities. Some examples of industries with a breadth of regulation include finance, defense, and health. AI hallucinations. One of the most concerning risks in AI is hallucination, which refers to the generation of misleading or fabricated information. Infrastructure dependence. The more applications an organization deploys, the more difficult it becomes to transition to another provider or custom system. System migration is costly and may not provide the same capabilities. Cost risks. Although AI can be affordable to deploy initially, most providers operate on a pay-as-you-go model. This means costs can increase significantly as an organization's needs expand. If a company fails to price its services properly, it may be forced to reduce certain offerings to preserve the core of its product or service. Risk strategy. Effective risk strategy begins with a thorough assessment and mapping, evaluating potential threats and determining acceptable levels of risk. Once an organization has determined their risk strategy, they can implement a risk management framework, or RMF. An example of a risk management framework is the U.S. Department of Commerce's National Institute of Standards and Technology, or NIST, which has developed frameworks such as NIST RMF 1.0 to support effective risk management. NIST describes the AI risk management framework as a collaboration between the public and private sectors to better manage risks associated with artificial intelligence. The framework is built around 4 core functions: measure, map, manage, and govern. Map is intended to have beneficial uses, context-specific laws, norms and expectations, and prospective settings in which the AI system will be deployed and are understood and documented. Measure is the measurement of AI risks enumerated during the map function and are selected for implementation, starting with the most significant AI risks. The risk of trustworthiness characteristics that will not or cannot be measured are properly documented. Manage. A determination is made as to whether the AI system achieves its intended purpose and stated objectives and whether its development or deployment should proceed. Once deployed, systems management remains continuous as AIaaS continues to evolve and receive updates. And that goes into govern. That's the ongoing development and maintenance of AI risk management. And that includes implementation of policies, processes, procedures, and practices across the organization as related to the mapping, measuring, and managing of AI risks.
Thanks for joining us today. AI as a service is a cornerstone of digital transformation, enabling modernization and accelerating innovation. It's a critical enabler, rapidly deploying AI capabilities across many industries. Balancing benefits with risks is essential. Governance and shared responsibilities are non-negotiable. Sustainable AI as a service uses ethical governance, clear risk mitigation, strong frameworks, and continuous managerial engagement. Opportunities outpace challenges when managed responsibly. There are many proven impact areas across many sectors, and the future hinges on responsible innovation at scale, combining generative AI, auto machine learning, and edge cloud integration with fairness, transparency, and accountability.